Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Vinci. If it's your first time here, welcome to the family. If you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe down below. Today we're going to talk about Abu Trica. I'm a little bit late, but it's fine. I wanted to do a little bit of reading here and there to be able to have like a comprehensive picture of what the is going on. So I call this video The Curious Case of Abu Trica. Let's get right into it. If you don't know anything about this story, then this is the video for you. So let me paint a picture for you. The FBI, one of the most powerful law enforcement agency, flies all the way from the United States to Ghana to work with local law enforcement to arrest one guy. And he granted an interview while this process was going on, and people are saying that this was the nail on his coffin. Is it really? We're gonna find out. I'm going to talk a little bit about why he was arrested, what he had done. I went through his social media also to find some information, and you guys are not gonna believe it. A Ghanaian social media influencer called Abu Trica. Actually, his real name is Frederick Kumi, and he became one of the most talked about names in Ghana between 2025 and 2026. Actually, his real age is being still disputed because according to his lawyer, he is 28 years old, and according to the US prosecutors, he's 31. So right now, we cannot even agree on how old this guy is. So is he 28 or is he 31? What do we know about him? The US Attorney's Office from the Northern District of Ohio. I don't know if you've been watching my video. If you haven't, I'm going to link them up there. But I've covered a number of stories about people being arrested in connection with some fraud cases and also money laundering, conspiracy to launder money and all that. I have some videos there. I said in that video because according to the Northern District of Ohio, they have a judge who is overseeing all these cases related specifically to Ghana. So they are really on a crackdown. During that video, I talked about this guy that had been indicted and currently he's been extradited. In that press release, they had said that Kumi, who is the Abu Trica, and his conspirators have been accused of obtaining more than $8 million from victims. And they started doing this from April 2023 to late 2025, allegedly. This is from the Northern District of Ohio. You can go to their website. Maybe I can link it down below so that you can check it out and read it for yourself. But if you're watching this video, it's fine. I'm sure you want to find all the information in one place. Yeah, I got you. So this was $8 million that were obtained from elderly, vulnerable people. And this was done through deception, using fake personas. When you go to the US Northern District of Ohio's website, they said that allegedly they use AI tools to create fake online personas. And actually, when I went to Abu Trica's TikTok page, you're not gonna believe what I found. I'm gonna put a picture there. He was selling a laptop. According to that TikTok post, he says Victor's machine available with full body video call installation. On the laptop, you can see that they had a webcam. Okay, that is not suspicious at all. And there was also like a software that had been opened. In that software, you could see on one side Obama, yes, the ex-president of the United States, his picture. And then on the other side,
hell no, man, what the fuck?
On the other side, there was a modified picture of Obama, looking like he was looking like Kwame Obama. So basically, he looked like, you know, just a regular person living in, you know, middle class. I don't know, just a regular person. And he was selling this laptop. This was on his TikTok accounts, by the way, and that TikTok account had over 100,000 followers. Okay, so he was selling this computer. Why would you be selling a computer that can change your face? Like, it's really like the selling point of that computer. Allegedly, I feel like people knew what he was doing and they wanted access. So Of course, this is also some type of business that he can do. Oh, I have this computer that you can use to do whatever I'm doing. Allegedly. Okay? Don't come and sue me. So, it's so interesting that he made the job of the FBI so easy. Because, like, why would you post this on your social media account when you have 100,000 followers? You know, people are saying that because of his interview, which I'll talk about later, that he was extradited, but I feel like the damage was done way before this. And this post was made 22nd of August 2025. So he was selling this laptop, and when you look at that and compare to what the US Attorney's Office was saying about they allegedly using AI tools to create fake personas, you posted the evidence on your TikTok account. I feel like nowadays, this recent advances in deep fakes and stuff like that, it's probably making it more difficult for the older people who are falling victims to be able to identify that this person is fake. Because with this software that I saw on his computer, if it can modify you while you're making a video, how would they be able to know that it is fake? Because in the past, they only catch them because they usually just send photos and no videos. But with a software like this, which can modify your face in real time while you make a video, then it's very easy for these vulnerable people to fall victim to this. According to the US District Northern Ohio, by the way, all these crimes that I read about, I told you in the previous video that they were all happening in Ohio. There's like a head office there, allegedly. Kumi employed advanced techniques, including AI video platform, to engage with victims under fictitious female personas. Probably they would, oh my gosh, it's horrible. In the West, there's this huge loneliness pandemic. So it's very easy for the older generation, maybe even us, because like sometimes the videos that you see of AI videos, sometimes it's really hard to see. Like if you look at the advances in these AI deepfake videos, classical example of the video of Will Smith eating pasta. I'm salivating. When you look at the video from some time back till now, it's such a huge difference. And to be able to advance this AI tools, they just need a lot of data to train their models, and that's it. And they are getting a lot of data. All these companies are selling our data here and there, so it's very easy for them to train their models. And at this point, it's getting much more difficult to detect these deepfake videos. Others involved in the deception leverage Ghanaian associates to communicate directly with victims via apps by phone to maintain false identities used to facilitate fraud. After being misled by false stories or gold and diamond inheritances, the victims sent money via wire transfer to financial accounts controlled by conspiracy members. Portions of the funds were further provided to co-conspirators in Ghana and elsewhere. Kumi and other co-conspirators used money moves based in Ghana and contacts in Ghanaian immigration community in the US to launder millions of dollars through fake businesses and accounts, according to the prosecutors. It's a criminal ring. Like, it's not just one person, right? This is why now they are having this whole dedicated judge to overlook all these cases. Probably they have these prosecutors who have like a big board, and your pictures are probably hanging over there, connecting. Maybe they don't do it like that anymore, but I've been watching a lot of crime shows, and I just picture that that's how they would do it. But maybe now they are using software and not like a big board. I don't know. So interesting. How does the FBI do their investigation? Anyways, let's just take the FBI as like, you know, the one that we watch on TV. So they have a big board with your pictures or the pictures of the people they are suspecting on the board. They link this thread here and there, you know. then they probably draw like a chat, and if they're able to find one link to you, all the other amounts that they have suspected to be stolen is coming to you. Because okay, here's the thing, maybe they are not going to find anybody else except you in that ring. So this person takes this amount, this person takes this amount, and then eventually you were the one who was caught. And based on this, I'm going to further expand later in the video, but yeah, that's how they get you. Oh, and another important thing is the people who have been pleading guilty to those cases. Do you think it's just for fun that someone gets 2 years after stealing $2 million? So this was what he's been accused of doing, right? Abu Trica has been accused of defrauding victims, and all amounting to allegedly $8 million. The FBI came to Ghana to arrest him in collaboration with local law enforcement. 11 December 2025, after being accused of defrauding elderly victims and all these amounts, eventually he was granted bail to an amount of like 30 million Ghana cedi. So he went home. You know, in Ghana, our judicial system is a little bit different. When someone is arrested, sometimes when they grant them bail, the case, it becomes a foolish case. It's just a terminology that we use. It just goes back and forth, especially if you have money, like you just go back and forth, and then next thing you know, the case doesn't go anywhere. When this guy was granted bail, people were jubilating online. Like, he beat the case. Oh my God, this guy is free. Like, they're playing with him. This guy is free. He's free. Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you really? You think the FBI would travel all the way? First of all, let me just paint a picture to you. The scale of the FBI, okay? The FBI traveled from the US to Ghana. Maybe let's say that now they have an office in Ghana, by the way. So let's say that they didn't travel all the way there, but they were based in Ghana. Do you know what it takes to be on the radar of the FBI? You have to have committed some really serious crimes. Somebody made a comment about, this is the same FBI that has been finding the most wanted list, the heads of states. They are the ones who have been arresting all those people. For you to come on the radar of the FBI, not Interpol, FBI, then you have to have been doing something crazy. Anyways, the yearly budget of the FBI is $10 billion. That's their budget, just that organization. So think about all the things that all the resources that they have to be able to find you. And yeah, that's the first thing, right? They have a yearly budget of $10 billion. That's the first thing. The second thing is they have a conviction rate of almost 90%. Okay, conviction. That means that if you are arrested by the FBI, the chances that if you plead not guilty, that you would go to jail is 90%. So if you have 10 people who were arrested by the FBI, only one person who pleaded not guilty and went to trial was free. So the chances that you plead not guilty and go free after the trial is 1 in 10 people. What does this mean? This means that when the FBI is coming to arrest you, they have to, first of all, to be able to get that 90% conviction rate, it means that they have to go way beyond showing that you're guilty, way beyond reasonable doubt. They will have like documents of evidence. Sometimes these things are probably minor, but they are going to go so thoroughly to find every information that they can possibly get. Because here's the thing, they have a budget of $10 billion. So they can use all kinds of methods, bagging your car, bagging your phone, whatever it takes, because they have the resources, software engineers to check, to track you, to do all these things. So they have a 90% conviction rate. Let us sink in for a second, because I need people to understand that whatever interview this guy granted is not the reason he was extradited. And for you to even come on the radar of the FBI, it's insane. So in most cases, when the FBI arrests people, they almost always plead guilty. Because when they lay everything on the table, you're gonna just, wow, you even know what I had for breakfast 2 days ago. Wow, you even heard me when I was talking to my mom on the phone. You saw this transaction. Oh my God. At that point, when the FBI has come to show you everything, because they will take their time, they have a big budget, they will take their time to make sure that they have enough evidence to arrest you. So a lot of people pled guilty. They say, yes, I did it. And then based on that, they go for a plea deal. And then they get like a reduced sentence in exchange for something. If there's a bigger fish, they will take that information to go and look for that bigger fish. But here's the thing. If you plead not guilty, it means that you need to have like some crazy lawyer, pay a lot of money to some crazy lawyer. Like, for example, even the DD case, this guy had a lot of money, but they still found a way to get him on some of the charges because they had a whole lot of charges and he had such excellent lawyers, but they still found a way to get him 5 years. Let's move on. So if you plead not guilty, you have to make sure you have like, who's Annalise Kitten as your as your lawyer. Or you need to have Harvey Specter is not going to help you. He's corporate law. Who else? Maybe you have to. Better also can help you with that. But basically, you need to have like shit ton of money to pay for this kind of lawyer. And then let's say that you decide, you find this good lawyer. There is 1 in 10 chances that you are going to go scot-free. So I don't know if I would take the chances with the FBI, to be honest. But anyways, so he was granted bail. He went home. I don't know what he did during this time. That was a few months ago. And then he decided to go on TV, the national television, to grant is raining cats and dogs outside. That expression is kind of weird. Cats and dogs. Why? Anyways, let's be serious. Okay, he went to grant an interview like a month ago. He went to national television to grant an interview with this popular journalist called Captain Smart. He went to clear his name. The FBI is looking for you. You're going to clear your name. What is that? I do know, first of all, his lawyer is a really known guy. What is the name of the lawyer? His lawyer is called Oliver Vermoer. He's actually quite a known lawyer. He's also an activist. So I think there was one of the protests that he had gone and he made national coverage. So he took up this guy's case. So he was his lawyer. And I have a theory. It's not true. This is just my theory that they were trying to activate public sympathy so that people would protest against the possibility of him being extradited. Force the government to go against this extradition. That's just my theory, but it's probably not true. So he went on this show to give an interview. A lot of people were saying that was the nail in the coffin. So, but here's a summary of the interview, right? Apparently, he admitted I don't know what the FBI showed him in that integration room, but apparently he admitted to taking money from someone or like a group. According to him, the amount that he took was about $5,000, which was way less than what the FBI is accusing him of, which is $8 million. So he said he only took $5,000, and that, which is still a lot of money to be defrauding people of this kind of money. $5,000 is not. It's not like, oh, I just took $5,000. From who? It's still a vulnerable person, right? So he said that the gig came and the amount was $13,000, and he was supposed to take 5% of the gig. And actually, that math didn't really math for me. But maybe he was confused. But I'm not making any excuses because 5% of the 13,000 was basically 650 US dollars, but he said he took $5,000. He also said that the evidence that they presented to him showed that he actually did take only 5% of the money. He says that first when he was arrested, he thought they were joking. He thought they were joking. The FBI came to arrest you. He was like, oh, he thought it was some joke. This is the people that have been arresting the most wanted, all these. They had this conversation. He spoke about these things and all that. And his lawyer came out to say, I don't know anything about this interview. I didn't, I'm not involved. I have a suspicion that there's something to garner public sympathy, and people would be saying that, oh, why are they going to extradite him just for 5,000 US dollars? Well, maybe the FBI is wrong about everything that they think they know. But for an organization that has a 90% conviction rate, I am bound to believe that they have some kind of evidence against him. Anyways, there was some crazy things that I saw on the internet that a lot of people were very unsympathetic about the victims. I heard someone saying, wow, if you're an old person and you're trying to date a younger person, it's your fault that she gets scammed, right? Someone else was also saying, I don't know, it's just, you are the same people who, not you guys, but you are the same people that when somebody steals your momo, 200 Ghana cedi, someone scams you, you come on the internet and be crying about it. But then these older generation of people, they are stealing their 10,000 euros in inheritance, like they are scamming them of their retirement funds. Come on, it's really insensitive. A few days after the interview was granted, he was extradited to the US. So he sat on the plane with FBI agents. They took him to the US to go and face criminal charges over there. Here's where the interesting thing is. His lawyers came online to say, we had granted a petition in the high courts to stop the extradition. We were just minding our business when we saw on the internet that Abu Trica had been extradited. So his lawyers had no idea that he was being extradited that day, because according to them, they had filed an appeal to stop the extradition. They saw that he was being extradited on social media. And the government of Ghana had already agreed to the extradition. So they had already finished the paperwork and they just took this guy away. How does this happen that someone's lawyer doesn't even know that someone is being extradited? So the appeals that they are doing is like this, and these people are doing something else on the other side. The appeal that they had filed was that Abu Trica was reportedly accusing the authorities that during his arrest, they were violating his human rights. According to his lawyers, they are saying that the authorities were filming the arrest. When I watched the video, to be honest, he said, I want my lawyer. And then they were still questioning him. So why would they question him if he asked for his lawyer? Are they not supposed to just respect that? Of course, he's owed due process, even though they are alleging he did some really crazy stuff. Why is it that when they appealed for the extradition to be stopped, they still shipped the guy over anyways? I do wonder why. So yeah, he was still extradited. Although they were asking for appeal, the government had already approved, signed all the papers, and then shipped the guy. I feel like there is a little bit of power imbalance between these two situations. Yes, the crimes are hideous, but let's zoom out a little bit, right? There is a politician currently residing in the US, and Ghana is alleging that he's done certain things, spent a lot of money and stuff. They've been asking the US for some time to extradite him to Ghana, but recently I read that they were saying the paperwork was not filed properly. If you really want the guy to be extradited, make sure that you go and look for all those countries who have successfully extradited their citizens back to their country. Let me see if I can find some of these countries. Oh, countries like the United Kingdom, Canada, Mexico have successfully extradited individuals from the US. Apparently, it's a bilateral agreement. You need to go and look for that document that they used, if that's possible. Or look at the documents that the FBI presented to you and check the format that they used for you to approve for them to take this guy away. Because if it's a bilateral agreement, that means that there should be certain legal process for you to also extradite someone from the US to Ghana. So go and look for those documents. Make sure that you write it the same way that they wrote it. Use the same format so that there's no loopholes, because now the US is saying that they are not going to agree for them to extradite this guy back to Ghana. So go and look at those documents and make sure that you file it the same way they did. If they still disagree, then you know that you did all the process that was necessary. But this is just a side note. Once this guy was extradited to the US, he went to court with his lawyer. He hired a lawyer over there and he pleaded not guilty. Apparently that is like a routine thing. But if you are thinking about fighting this case, remember that only 1 in 10 people who plead not guilty and go to trial are able to go scot-free. Also, your maximum sentence is probably 20 years. Of course, it's not going to be more than 20 years, but it's going to be maybe less than 20 years. But you're still going to be in jail for a long time. Go and plead guilty. I'm not a lawyer, but from what I've seen, the trend, go and plead guilty and sing like a bird. I saw online people were saying that this guy is living by street code. He should live by street code. He should not be a snitch. Because whatever they say you are doing, unless you are really sure that whatever they are accusing you of, you didn't do. If you're going to follow the lawyer, his name Kumawo, he is, apart from being a lawyer, he's also a TV personality. So this is also something that brings a lot of attention on him. If he's really the one going to represent you, think about the fact that there's also the side that he's a lawyer and he's also a TV personality. Don't use yourself as a spectacle. If you can plead guilty and sing like a bird, there's no street. In Ghana, we don't do this street code. I live by the streets. Which street code are you living by? And people in the comments saying he shouldn't snitch. If you don't go and sing like a bird. Aja Foreo was accused for $2 million. She sang like a bird. She pleaded guilty and she got 2 years. If you're not going to do yourself hard guy. Because I remember that in his interview, he mentioned about he thought they were joking. FBI is coming to arrest you, think you're joking. So go and sing like a bird. Go and mention names so that you get like 2-3 years, come back home. Go and start from scratch. Because apparently they've also seized his property in Sunyani, his car, his house. They were also saying that some of the pictures that they had used was like AI generated pictures. I don't know. But he has a huge house. If you see the house that this guy has built. Apparently he built the house within like 6 months. And he has a pool in his bedroom. Imagine that you are sweating your ass off to make money. What are the chances that you come online to come and show it off? This is how they catch you guys. I mean, they will catch you regardless, right? They're still going to find you regardless, even if you show off on social media or not. But you're making it very easy to be caught. First of all, you should not be doing those crimes. Secondly, you come online, come bring money. I'm going to put some of the pictures there. Bring money, just treat they make their money look so nasty. Like the way they just be throwing it. It's just nasty. You see someone spending money like that, you know, allegedly. Another thing, on his social media, I think in one of my previous videos, I mentioned about the fact that if you go to East Legon, a lot of the cars, they don't have number plates. They're just driving recklessly, just big cars, expensive cars, just go no number plates. And the craziest part is that there's this heavy police presence in East Legon. But for some reason, they don't see the cars without the number plates. On his social media, he bought this that's ugly car by, okay, maybe I sound like a hater now, but I sound like a hater. But that ugly car by Elon Musk, the Cybertruck. He bought a Cybertruck. He bought these different cars. Like there's a lot of video of he and his guys just driving around town, going, what is the thing, racing cars. Not a single number plate in sight. But he has said in one of the interviews or somewhere on the internet that he was selling the cars. So I don't know which is which. But only the FBI knows this. Or maybe the local law enforcement. Talking about the local law enforcement, according to the press release by the U.S. District of Ohio, there was a special part that really caught my attention. It says, the U.S. Attorney's Office would like to acknowledge and thank Ghana's Attorney's Office, ECO, Ghana Economic Organized Crime Office, GPS, Ghana Police Office, Ghana Cyber Crime Security Authority, NACO. By the way, I didn't even know that we had Ghana Cyber Security Authority. NACO, Ghana Narcotics Control Commission, Ghana National Intelligence Bureau, U.S. Drug Enforcement Administrative Sensitive Investigation Unit, U.S. Department of Homeland Security Investigation, U.S. Department of Justice Office of International Affairs, and FBI Legal Attaché in Accra. Let me read that again, in case you missed it. FBI Legal Attaché Office in Accra. The FBI has an office in Accra for their cooperation in securing the arrest and extradition from Ghana. So, for you guys, not you guys, okay? For you guys to come and say that the guy was extradited because of the interview he granted with Captain Smart, do you see how ridiculous that sounds? Look at the number of people that work together to catch one guy. It's not a joke. Ghana Cybersecurity Authority, they're probably seeing all the texts because you're using the internet. They have access to it. They can see everything. But why is the Ghana Narcotics Control Commission involved in this? Curious. If you are doing this kind of activities, fraud activities, these are the people that are working together to find you. And a lot of people make it so easy to be, oh, my laundry is ready. A lot of people make it so easy to be arrested because you have TikTok. You can post everything. They have massive following because people are living vicariously through them. Instagram, they're just flashy. And this is not going to be the last extradition. Last month there was one. This month there has been one. They are still going to catch people. Even if you have done it so long that you think that now you are using another business to front, they're still going to find you. And it could take 5 years. They are building a big case against you. So whoever you are watching this video and you're thinking that you're smarter than FBI, $10 billion as their resource to catch people. Anyways, that is the end of the video. I think it's so interesting, this case. Do you have any comments about this video? Do you have any comments about the case? Have you heard anything? Write them down in the comment section. Remember, the FBI is also watching. So that's the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Here, I like to talk about different topics, gossip here and there, commentary. Sometimes I make video essays also. So stick around, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Doei!